The final day of the SubOptic 2013 conference began with a keynote speech by Emmanuel de Cerveray. De Cerveray spoke on the history and importance of the erbium-doped fiber amplifiers, including examples of the first papers published on them in 1987.
It's a pleasure to accept this invitation. I'm a little bit shy after all what you said.
Antonio knew this with us.
He was immediately followed by the second roundtable, which was entitled Africa, the Impact of an Unprecedented Wave of Investment. It was moderated by Yves Rougerie of France Telecom Orange, and the participants were Funke Opeke of Main One, Angelique Weeks of Liberian Regulation, Nizioka Waita of Safaricom, and Antonio Nunez of Angola Cables. They had an optimistic perspective of the future prospects of Africa. Later in the day, during the last round of oral sessions, Stephen Holden spoke on the coming challenges companies face with an increasingly crowded continental shelf. One of the main points he made was that communication and compromise with other industries using the area is necessary. The last roundtable was held in the afternoon. It explored the future of the industry by consulting members from many areas of subsea telecoms. The panel was moderated by Jean DeVos of Aquest. The participants were David Coughlin of TE Subcom, Hervé Fevre of Xterra, Nigel Bailiff of Huawei Marine Networks, Philippe Dumont of Alcatel-Lucent, Tim King of Level 3, and Simon Cooper of NextDC. And then came the end of the 2013 conference. According to a SubOptic newcomer, it was an event that shouldn't be missed. So, now that you've done SubOptic, has it been everything you were expecting it to be?
Yeah, sure.
What particularly about the conference did you like?
I think that the SubOptic is a very good platform for the newcomer to exhibit its ability, its strategy to have the chance to know more the cooperator and the end user.
Is there anything that you were hoping for that you didn't find here?
Yeah, sure. I think that for the submarine cable field, we wish to cooperate with the system integrator, with the cable installer. We cope together to supply the good quality product to our end user.
That's good news.
Richard Elliott opened the closing ceremony to a packed room. The event had multiple guests speaking about SubOptic and the state of the industry. Thank yous were said to contributors, and a special award ceremony was held for 3 categories.
SubTel Forum is once again thrilled to be supporting SubOptic, and I think we can all agree we've seen some excellent papers and presentations this week. So let's give out some awards.
Best paper from a newcomer was awarded to Nicole Starosielski. Best poster was awarded to Andy Palmer-Felgate. And best paper presented was awarded to Elizabeth Rivera Hart. Before the end of the ceremony, 2 more major announcements were made. In accordance with SubOptic's bylaws, Fiona Beck's term as president of the executive committee ended, and the new president was announced, Yves Rougerie. In his closing remarks, Philippe Dumont made a second surprising announcement, that SubOptic 2016 will be hosted by eMarine in Dubai. Ibrahim Alawai, general manager of commercial at eMarine, took the stage to officially accept the hosting of SubOptic 2016. According to organizers, the conference was successful beyond expectation.
I think it's gone very well. I think it's a very good program. We're extremely pleased with the number of people who've turned up, people who are attending the sessions. Generally, I think the feedback has been very good, so I'm smiling.
Any major hiccups you've had to deal with?
I think we were so well attended that some of the rooms became a bit small and claustrophobic, so we've changed round the sort of order of things so that people can get into the plenary room, which is bigger and more comfortable. So, I think that's really the major hiccup I guess we've had to cope with. There's little things go on behind the scene, but you expect that with a conference like this.
Now that it's just about done, are you glad it's over? Just, since it's been so much work?
I don't know. It's enjoyable work. I mean, when work is enjoyable, you're not so worried about it going over. But it's quite intensive. So after 3 days, I think that's about enough, I think.
Oh, absolutely. It's been a fabulous SubOptic 2013. It's been one of those sort of events where everyone comes together. It's a great place to inform, to educate, to exchange. It's been far more successful than previously in terms of Yokohama 2010. We've had more people attend, we've had a greater number of companies attend, and I think the debate and dialogue has moved up a notch, and it's been a very successful event and thoroughly enjoyed it, and very much enjoyed it.
Well, this was your last event as president of the executive committee. You feel like you finished on a high note?
And that's exactly right. It's very nice to go out on a high. It's very good to finish on a positive note, and I know Eve will do a fabulous job as the new incoming president as well.
Were there any hiccups that kind of caught you by surprise when the conference was going?
The only hiccup we had was one of the rooms was too small because the numbers were too many, and that's a good problem to have. At the end of the day, we had to sort of move everyone to the larger plenary room, and I like those problems.
Are you still planning on being involved in SubOptic?
Absolutely, as past president, I will continue to be involved with SubOptic. It's something I continue to be really passionate about. I think that as an industry we need to continue to grow, to challenge, to become that voice of the industry, and also, to be honest, to also encourage the younger generation, the younger professionals, to take an interest in submarine cable systems.
Are there any plans you're making, or any sort of aspects of SubOptic you're planning on championing now?
I think that there are certain key areas, and as I said, I think the education is probably something that I'd like to champion stronger. We need to have a forum to enable the younger professionals to really get their arms around what submarine cable systems are all about. So my role, I think, going forward will be about championing some of the educational aspects.
How do I feel like it went? Well, there were no major disasters. That was good. We had a problem with the attendance. There were more people than we were expecting that attended the oral sessions. So the first day we had a rather small room for the technical presentations, and they were incredibly well attended, more than 100 people. The air conditioning was not great in the rooms. We had people sitting on the floor at one point, so we took some action there and moved one of the oral sessions each time to the plenary area, which seemed to work much better. So apart from that, you see, I'm going to tell you all the bad bits now. The poster session was a bit cramped, and we'd certainly, if I was ever involved again, I'd make sure there was a bit more space around the posters. But apart from that, I thought the keynote speakers were all excellent and varied, which is not my part, not the part that I did. That's the part that Richard Elliott organised. I think it went very well. Very happy, very relieved. Have to get back to the real job now.
Oh, that's great. Are you planning on staying involved with SubOptic in the future?
If I'm allowed to, certainly. I was only opted onto the executive committee for the time that I was doing the papers committee stuff, but I'm hoping that I will be able to stay involved, as clearly Alcatel-Lucent is a member of the EC committee. Yeah.
How do I feel about SubOptic? It's different when you're organising than when you're participating. You always see these great pictures of people networking, and you're part of that, so you don't see it from the outside. So this time I've seen it from the outside. Created the SubOptic village for 3 days, and now I'm a little sad because the village is being broken up, and it will be moving on to Dubai in 3 years' time. So a little sad, but very pleased with the attendance and the noise of the atmosphere, particularly in the exhibition area when people are networking and talking about the posters and the exhibition site. That was great.
Given the chance, you'd probably participate in organization again?
I would participate. I'm not sure I would organise. You don't enjoy it as much in some ways when you're organising it. It's nice to look back and see people enjoying themselves, but you're always a little bit worried that something's not going quite right. So you're always watching to make sure that everybody's having a good time, so you don't necessarily have such a great time yourself. But tonight, it's the gala dinner, so hopefully I can relax with all the other delegates and enjoy the farewell event of the SubOptic conference.
Were there any major hiccups or anything that kind of, threw you for a loop during the conference?
I couldn't possibly tell you. But obviously we were taken aback by the number of people attending the sessions, which meant that we had some fairly cramped conditions, but we were able to reallocate rooms so that people were comfortable, so that everybody who wanted to get into a session could, which was great.
STF Today would like to thank you for following the coverage of the 2013 SubOptic Conference. A special thanks to our sponsors, SubOptic and AP Telecom.